Hello, hello. So, the caption today was how to go from stuck to unstoppable in your life. So, it doesn't matter how successful you are, where you are in your life, in your business, in relationships, right? We all get to that space where you're like at your wits end, at your ceiling, at your top, and you're like, okay, you know, it may not be in every part of your life, but it's gonna be in some parts. You may feel a little stuck. And the amazing truth is like you have amazing potential to be anywhere in your life that you want to be. You can be at any point. You don't have to stay stuck in that space because of, whatever it is that's holding you back. And it's going to be different for everybody. But how do we go from being stuck, being like, okay, I just can't move past this point, um, to unstoppable, to the sky is the limit. You can have whatever it is that you want, and you just have to dream it up and think it, and then you can hold it in your hands, right? So, how do we make that happen? So, the first thing is, first we want to stop like questioning ourselves. Oh my goodness, if we just stopped questioning ourselves and started like listening and taking action on those things that keep coming around and you're like, "Oh, I feel I should do this, but I can't." Right? Or I feel I really want to do this, but XYZ, so and so is stopping me. I don't have enough money. Whatever that is, what are they going to say? Right? So stop questioning yourself. Your intuitive self, like your like that gut sense, that inner voice, that feeling that's like, oh, this feels right. I need to take an action on this. That is the voice that you need to be listening to. Okay? Stop listening to all these other doubts, fears, anxieties, like, what if this happens? What if that happens, right? Like that is what's holding you back. Okay? And so when you stop questioning who you are and where you're going, and if you have the right answers, you are in harmony with exactly what you need, you know? And when you are asking the right questions, how can I make this happen instead of why is it not happening? Then when we switch the conversation, right? Because you're going to get answers. Your mind is absolutely amazing. And you will receive the answers that you need to solve that problem. My mentor, Bob, he's like, you are the only problem you will ever have. And you are the only solution, right? The answer is within you. So stop questioning yourself. Okay. So that's number one. And then the next one is, stop self-guessing, right? Like, am I doing this right? Like if you're branching off into something new, into something different, which most likely you are, because otherwise you wouldn't be having that fear of moving into it, right? Like there's gonna be the unknown. But the great thing is you're never gonna know how to do it until you actually do it. And so, um, whether you're, you know, at a point in your business where you can't grow it anymore on your own and you need help, right? But you don't know how you're going to be able to have that help, or you don't know how all that's going to happen. You need to stop self-guessing and being like, okay, or questioning. I guess those might both be the same thing. Um, and stop asking, be very aware of the questions you are asking. right? Because those are the answers, those are the affirmations, those are, what you are going to receive. You're going to receive things that are responding to those questions. So let's ask how this can happen, right? And maybe it's connecting with a partner, in a different way, or being able to stand more confidently, right? And that's a lot of where it comes down to is your confidence in what it is that you're building, or in your space within that relationship, right? And so what would it mean if you knew that you would be successful no matter what, that you would come out on top no matter what? You just knew it. You weren't questioning it anymore. You weren't like unsure, what if this ever happens? You weren't wishing. What if we were able to turn that wish into like believing, and then like absolutely just knowing, oh my gosh, I connect with my partner in the most amazing way, and we get and we're in harmony with each other. Like, what if I could grow my business and be, you know, amazingly successful and create this life, right? Like, what if we just knew it, right? And I love the fact that, it's not a question of if, and it doesn't have to take a long time in order for these things to manifest, these things to be created. You literally just need to become aligned with them, right? Because that space is already created. It's already ready for you to step into. You just like that higher, connection with your partner, or success in your business, or that greater health, that higher level of being, of just being healthy, happy, wealthy, all of that is already, there's space already created for that. You just need to align yourself, because right now you're in a space where you're living in your current reality, right? Which is amazing. Congratulations on making it to this space. And but still wanting more, right? You're still growing. And the great thing is we do have to grow in order for those things to come into play, right? And you're going to have to grow as an individual, as in your confidence, in how you're thinking and how you're showing up, how you think of yourself, right? And so we just and this beautiful life, this beautiful connection, this beautiful impact that you dream of having, it's already here. You just have to align yourself with it, right? It doesn't have to take a long time. And the sooner you learn how to align yourself with this dream that you have, the quicker it will manifest and come into this space, right? So the first is to stop questioning yourself, right? To be to start listening, okay? And then you absolutely need to take action. Like when we send out those questions to God, to the divine, to the universe, right? Like when we send out those questions, he's answering with your intuitive thought, with those little thoughts, those little, voices in your head. Sometimes they're louder than others. And that's your answer. Sometimes it may show up as someone popping into your Facebook, or your Instagram, or you know that person texting you all of a sudden, and you hadn't heard from them forever. They may be the key to get you to that next spot, right? I remember when I was moving out to Southern California, and I needed a place to stay. And so, I was looking for roommates, and there's a ton of people looking for roommates, but these two girls, like their stuff kept showing up every single time I hopped on that search page. Their stuff kept popping up, and so they're the ones that I ended up connecting with, right? Like finally I listened and I connected with them, and I learned a lot, I grew a lot. It was a great experience for the most part. Um, but like we were meant to be connected, like there's all these little cues, and sometimes they're a little less obvious than others. And then there's other ones where it's like God is yelling in your head and he's like, do this, do this, right? And then you finally just need to listen. But stop questioning yourself and start listening, right? And listen to the questions that you are asking, because those are the answers that you're going to receive. Okay? So, if you're asking like why something isn't happening, you're going to get all the answers on why that thing's not happening, right? But if you're asking how something can, how you can create this, or how you can connect deeper, or how you can, remove resistance, or, if you ask those questions, just tweak it a little bit, then you're going to find the solution that you're looking for, right? You are the only problem and you are the only solution. And the great thing is, like, sometimes we have people that can help us to connect with those things, right? Um, and because we are in such a habit of thinking in the same way, and thinking about the same things in the same space in the same way, and sometimes we need someone else to help tweak that perspective and to like awaken a different way of thinking or looking at something. And then that, and in standing firm in your confidence, let's grow your confidence in this space, right? Because lots of times, why we aren't moving through that thing that's scaring us, and why we're not moving, into that next space, is because we lack the confidence, right? Because we've never done it before. You're going into the unknown, and whether it's growing your business, how am I going to be able to lead these people? How am I going to be able to um, you know gr- connect on this space, or are they going to actually hear me, and who I actually am? um like, let's grow that confidence, because you are divinely made, and nothing is put in your space, nothing is brought to you that you cannot do, right? It was brought to you for a reason. And yes, it's going to be uncomfortable in the beginning, but when you move through that fear, the other side is so amazing, and it's so freeing to be in that space. Okay? And you're going to just continue to grow in that confidence. All right? And that's how we go from being stuck to being unstoppable, is you really pay attention to what you are asking, right? Because we're always getting the answers. And you start listening um, to that intuition. You're not questioning it, and you're taking action on it, right? And you're stepping out in confidence. So I would love to hear if this is, helpful. If you have like a certain area that you find challenges with that you would like support, please reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation. And next week, I am having my Write Her, Become Her workshop, where we will be going through all of these amazing ways to help transform those thoughts and feelings, actions, how you're showing up and how you're seeing yourself, and really helping you to achieve those things that you want to achieve. So If you already have tuned into the workshop, come back, do it again because you're showing up as a totally different person than the last time. I am showing up differently because I have grown and expanded who I am and how I present and how I'm being able to share this information with you. And, we're never done growing. We're always rewriting who we are and how we're showing up and kicking out those limits that we put on ourselves. All right. So if you have not already enrolled, I'm going to put the link in the chat, and I look forward to seeing you. And if you have something specific that you would like to address or work on, please reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation and see if I can help you move through that. All right. Love and lights, my friends. Know that you are the only answer that you have or need to your solution, or you are the solution to your problem. And expect abundance because you are amazingly, divinely made, and you are brought to these spaces in this place in your life for a reason. Okay. All right. Love and light, my friends, and I'll talk to you.